if you want to not have such a good fit that you're seeing here, okay, let's try to play around with the step size a little bit. You see, if I change this now, so I again start with some zero value, okay, and I'm starting with 0.7 intentionally. Step size I'm going to increase to 0.5, okay, and final value I'm going to up to 10, okay. So it is going to go from 0 to 10 in step size of 0.5, and so now the slope that I have created, that value is larger, okay. So let's see, and let's see how our function looks like. You see, so now you can see, you see how abrupt it is. It is not a smooth function, you see, because our step size is very large, okay. And so now you don't get such a smooth profile, okay, and that is understandable. Like I showed you before, that if you increase the step size, then the error will increase, right? So what all I did was I increased the step size. So instead of going here, the step size went here, and so now, you know, I will get the second slope will come something like this, right? So it will appear there is an error like this, and so there will be another slope will be created like this, and then there will still be error, and so it will look a very abrupt function like this, right? It will not look like a smooth curve, okay, which actually the function is. All right, there are predefined functions that will help you calculate. Let me see if I have a list of there is different methods to solve it. There is Adams method, RK2 method, there is Champine and Watts method, there is a way to calculate the roots, there is a discrete method. So all these, there are very different methods to actually solve the equations, okay. There is the Jacobian method is there, and there are many, it's too many to count, okay. So again, once you start using Scilab, you can just explore all the functions, okay, whatever you want, okay. Now I'm going to show you the RK4 method, and in this RK4 method, instead of using the predefined command, we have actually entered all the formulas that pertain to the RK4 method. Okay, so let's again, let's quickly refresh our memory of what the RK4 method is. Okay, so like I mentioned, all we are doing is, you know, suppose suppose there is a function like this, okay, and first you get a line like this. All right, so that is the first tangent line. Then you stop at some step size, then you go and you create another tangential line, and this tangential line should obviously touch this line. Okay, so if I want to do that, let me try to be more accurate here. Okay, so that is my function. So my second tangential line, suppose this is my step size, okay, and so I stop here, and then my second tangential line will look like something like this. Okay, that makes more sense. So I have one tangential line here. This is my first step size, okay, and then the second step size will be somewhere here, okay, and so that is h, that is h. So I keep doing that every time to get the next point to follow this actual function. Okay, now one way to do is, so these are the two lines, right? So you have one line which this is line 1 and this is line 2, right? So you have one vector here, one vector here. The easiest way to figure out how to reduce the error is you just take the parallelogram method like this, and then you just combine L1 and L2, and then you find the third vector, which is just this, you know, the summation of this slope and this slope, and this slope obviously will be closer to the actual function if you just take the first slope and the second slope and then just add them, right? So that's how you can draw a better slope, okay, and match the actual function that looks something like this. All right, so that's a simple strategy. We just take weighted averages of the first slope and the second slope, and that gives us a better slope, and then this better slope is much better than the original slope because it is much closer like this. Okay, so that is the sum of these two slopes. Right, just vector mathematics. Okay, again, you can reduce the step size and all that stuff. Okay, so that is what we are doing in our RK4 method. Okay, we have basically, again, there is a function dy by dx. Let's take this example. It is the function 3x plus y square. Okay, we again, initial value problem is, this is the initial value problem. Okay, so the values are given. X0 is 1, Y0 is 1.2. Okay, and these are our values of the order. You have the first order value k1 is this, h times the function. K2 is again, you see some half of the step size it's taking, and y is half of this value of k1. So it's taking this slope here and then dividing it by 2. Similarly, you are calculating K3, K4, and then the formula for RK4 method is yn plus 1 is yn plus 1 by 6 of all these things. Okay, so we take the weighted average here. So it's 2 times K2 divided by 6, so you get K2 by 3, and it's 2 times K3 by 6, so you get K3 by 3. Okay, so that's how the formula comes. So typically you would do this by hand. If I want to do this by hand, then what I would have to do is, let me see, I already solved it, so I can do it a little bit quicker. So that is my function, these are my values. So if I want to calculate k1, for example, I don't like red. Hold on. Okay. So if I want k1, okay, so k1 is nothing but h times the function value at x0 y0. Okay, so that would be h. Suppose I keep my step size as 0.1. Okay, so let me choose h as 0.1. Okay, so this will be 0.1 times what is the value of the function at x square, x0 and y0. So that is 3 times x0. X0 value is basically 1, so that is 3 times 1. Okay, plus y square. So y square is basically at y0, so the value is 1.2, and then I have to do 1.2 square, and that is my value of k1. So the k1 value comes out to be 0.444. Okay, so that is my value of k1. Okay, similarly I can get k2. K2, you see the function, it is h times this, h times the function at I'm not going to write it again. Okay, so let's just solve it directly. Okay, so that is the value of k2. H is again 0.1, and I need to calculate the value of the function at xn plus h by 2. Okay, so xn is again x0, that is my starting point. So 1 plus 0.1 divided by 2, that is my value. Okay, and I have to multiply 3 here because it is 3 times x. Okay, so x value is xn plus h by 2, and then my value for y square will be yn plus k1 by 2. So y square, it will be 1.2 plus k1 is 0.444, and then I have to divide by 2, right? K1 by 2, y0, which is 1.2, and then I have to take the square, and that is my value of the function f of xn plus h by 2, yn plus k1 by 2. Okay, so that is my function. 3 times x plus y square. Okay, and k2 comes out to be, if you calculate this, it will come out to be 0.5172. Okay, similarly you can find k3. K3 will come out to be 0.5278. Okay, and k4, again you can do the same way. You just have 0.1 times whatever here, and k4, your value will come out to be 0.5271. Okay, and now I want to calculate the value at when a step size increases to 0.1, right? So I want the value of y at x equal to 1.1. So I want to calculate y at 1.1 because the step size is 0.1. So x has gone from 1 to 1.1. So this value will be my value of y0 plus, you see, all these terms, k1 by 6, k2 by 3, k3 by 3, and k4 by 6. So all I have to do is I have to just take k1 divide by 6, divide this value by 6, divide the k2 value by 3, divide the k3 value by 3, and k4 by 6, and I will basically get a value of 0.5271. Okay, y0 is, I know what y0 is, it was 1.2. Okay, so 1.2 plus 0.5271. So I get roughly around 1.7271. Okay. So that is just one step size. So you can see I have gone from 1 to 1.1. And now when I go to the next round, if I increase the step size again by 0.1, then I have to again calculate K1. And now the function values will be basically value will be 1.1 and the other value will be 1.7271, right? So these are my now x1 and y1 values. Okay. And using the x1 and y1 values, now I can calculate the next step size value of x2 and y2. So that will be x2 will be some 1.2 and then y2 is what I want to calculate. So that's how the iteration works, right, in Runge-Kutta method. Okay. So what I've done now, I have used these formulas, all these formulas you can see I have entered it in the Scilab program here. Okay. So let's again see what is happening. We have defined a function dy by dx. This is function of x and y. Dy by dx basically is 3x plus y square. That is what we were calculating. Okay. And now again, we have to mention what is the starting condition, right? So initial value of x1 was 1 and the value of y1 at this initial condition is 1.2. Okay, so that is our starting point. And now we are going to calculate all the coefficients up to the fourth order, right? So k1, k2, k3, k4. The formulas is what I have entered. Okay, and basically we are using a for loop because we are telling how many iterations we want to do. Okay, so in the first case we are only going up to the fourth iteration. Okay, so it will increase whatever step size is there, it will go 4 times in that step size. Okay, so if I choose a step size of 0.1, I will get the value at 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 and 1.4. Okay, and all I'm doing is I'm executing the code and I'm seeing the output. Okay, so if I do that, this function which, so again it is asking me for the step size. मैं 0.1 choose कर रहा हूँ. ठीक है, 0.1. All right, so there you go. You can see the output here. When x value becomes 1.1, the answer is 1.727072. Okay, and numerically we got the answer 1.7271. So we are very close. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
And then it calculates for the next one, 1.2. The value becomes 2.5. When x is 1.3, 3.8, and 1.4, 7.056. Okay.